So one of my biggest challenges with regards to creating new music has always been finding the initial inspiration and taking those first few steps. Often I feel like there's no right step to take and no perfect idea to start with. It kind of feels like a musical form of writer's block. It's like you've got a brand new sheet of perfect white paper or a brand new document on your computer and you're ready to write the best story you've ever written in your life, except you can't think of anything other than Once Upon a Time. But I think I found the solution. Let me explain. So the song I'm about to release is called Wood, and it's part of a bigger project. It's the first single in a collection of singles, a series of singles that I'll be releasing over the next few months, perhaps longer. The next few songs in this series are named Stone, Wind, and Crystal. Now the reason I'm telling you this is because I was stuck with an empty blank space in my head when inspiration was supposed to be filling me up with great ideas. And I was fighting with myself for weeks, considering one idea after another, rejecting each in turn. Many of them were things I'd worked up on an instrument or even just concepts of sounds, but none of them seemed good enough to follow up on, so I never even began. Then finally I got desperate and just said, okay, it doesn't matter what it is, I'm gonna take something right in front of me and turn it into a song. It doesn't matter if it's a good idea anymore or not, I just need any idea. And at the time we were just finishing the flooring here in the studio and I had a bunch of pieces of wood just laying around. So I picked one up and just hit it and it came a clunk sound. And I was like, okay, there's a sound, great. Then I got out my little Zoom recorder and just recorded every sound that I could think of making, I could figure out how to make with these pieces of wood. And that became the foundation for the song Wood. So the sounds took form as I began to work with them and manipulate them in the computer. And eventually, as I was working with them, the story of where the wood came from started developing in my mind, the story of a tree. And so what I learned from this experience was that it doesn't really matter even what the first steps are that I take in creating a song. What matters is that I take a step. What makes a song great is not just a perfect beginning or a perfect idea. What makes a song great is the journey of honing and shaping and forming and crafting the music. It almost doesn't matter where it comes from. So now I'm on this path of creating music from natural objects. And my first steps are never clear, and often I have to go back and change things and fix things and correct my path, correct my direction in the process of producing and recording. It almost seems that the more I limit myself, the clearer my next step becomes, because a blank page is limitless. Reducing my objects to what's sitting right in front of me sparks innovation and inspiration. And maybe you don't need to start with an organic object like I am. Maybe you can start your first simple step with a single sound, or a phrase, or an image. Then your hero's quest or journey to Mount Doom can grow from that. So that's it. I hope that sharing my experience is useful for you and helps you take a first step on a new journey of your own. By the way, I have a couple of grooves, or as Jacob Collier likes to call them, beat sketches. They're just little snippets of songs, ideas that I had that I have not taken anywhere. And I want to give these to you guys to do with as you will. I'll link to the stems down below in the description of the video. Maybe help you keep from going insane, stuck in quarantine without any human interaction. So you have my full permission to take any individual part or the entirety of those little grooves and just make whatever you want out of them. And if you do decide to make something with these, then put a link to whatever you end up creating in the comments below. And I'd love to have a listen or have a look if you decide to make a video. This first beat sketch is just the sounds of my hands and my voice and this little kalimba, this kind of fun little thing here that I like to use. I was stuck in a car without being able to get out and go anywhere for about 4 or 5 hours and just made this. So here, check it out. And for the second beat sketch, I sampled the sounds of toilet paper rolls and Clorox disinfectant wipes. And you can probably guess why. Although it may be a little difficult to hear the origin of some of these sounds because I manipulated them and changed them a lot in the computer. But anyway, here you go. Cool. Well, thanks for hanging in there and watching me for a few minutes, giving me a few minutes of your day. If you liked this or found it useful, then I hope that you'll hit the subscribe button and the like button and come back and check out some more stuff in the future. Okay? Thanks. See ya.